y'all see these eye bags for me? Do y'all see it? Because I know I do. Y'all, before we even begin, life has been good. God is good. Can I get an amen? Been really, really busy. If you don't know, if you don't follow me on my social media, where I post my updates, I just finished interviewing a presidential candidate. By the time y'all see this, no, the video won't be out. The video is actually going to be out this Sunday. So make sure you mark your calendars. I got to interview Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm not going to say too much yet because I'm going to do a reaction video of the interview that I did with him. But yeah, just mark your calendars. Make sure you follow me on my social media so that you're up to date. But it was an overall, good interview. But we just gonna leave it at that. Just know God is really good. God has really just been blessing me. I thank him and I give him the glory always and forever. And yeah. Before we watch today's video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Oh, for a second, I thought my AirPod was broken. I was like, why does it feel shorter? Anyways, make sure you turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. And yeah, we're just going to go straight into it. Today's video that we are reacting to is we went to a Trump rally. What we heard will shock you. Will I ever go to a Trump rally? Probably not. I've been to one before when I was younger, not in support, but it was just so happened to be like in Dallas where me and my friend was at. It wasn't really a Trump rally. I think Trump had came to speak to Dallas, and like a lot of things were going on in Dallas, like people from Democratic side, Republican side, people selling vendors and stuff. So like we were in Dallas and we went to check it out and stuff. But I wouldn't actually go out of my way to like attend a Trump rally. It's not really, I don't know. I don't really attend rallies. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and watch. We went to a Trump rally. What we heard will shock you. And yeah, we're just gonna get into it, guys.
Extreme socialism, obviously we'll all agree communism doesn't work. Yeah. But extreme capitalism, as we're seeing right now, does not with work. This corporate capitalism also has its problems.
How much money is too much money for one person to
it's a tough call. I know. When they have these billions, you're like, well, they really don't need it. Yeah, we agree with that.
Why Trump instead of Bernie Sanders?
What I look at is more progressives like the Bernie Sanders faction, stuff like that. We actually see a lot of the same problems.
And I would vote for a Bernie Sanders before I'd vote for like a Ted Cruz or a Marco Rubio.
What would it have taken for you guys to not go into the rally and to instead get ice cream with me, a flaming leftist?
Well, first of all, you'd have to buy.
All right, I'm buying.
If someone offered me a free ice cream or go to a Trump rally, I'm taking that free ice cream. And I'm lactose intolerant, so that should speak volumes.
We are polarized. There is no doubt about it. But I came to this Trump rally on a hunch. I've poured drinks at a Rust Belt dive bar for the last year, and when your county votes for Trump and the bartender looks like I do, people kind of assume that you're on the same page. But sometimes you actually are. So here's my hunch. For all the focus on culture war issues, the working class on the left and the right have a lot more in common than we're led to believe.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to shout. But yes, I 100% agree with that. I'm not even a big fan of the two-party system. I think it's there. It just keeps us so divided. Like when we go for like just policy issues, like go based off policies, we become more united rather than just two-party affiliations. Because I feel like people will just go for things because their party goes for it, not necessarily because they truly believe it.
And if that's true, it could and should have huge implications for the upcoming presidential election. So I went to Erie, Pennsylvania to find out. Are we rolling? Okay. We're here at the Trump rally today. Why did you come out today?
To support my 45th president. He didn't lose. He called out the Washington establishment, and I absolutely loved it. You know, he's definitely not a Republican because Mitch McConnell and them would be backing him and DeSantis would be running against him. Yeah. Obviously not a Democrat no more, so we're more of a politically homeless faction that loves America and will make all the changes that we can to make it great. Prices are just higher. Like you go to the grocery store, I buy the same thing every time I go to the grocery store. I spend $102 at Aldi's. I was just telling my uncle this. I'm spending over $200 now.
Yeah.
So things are more expensive. I think people are more scared.
Our money doesn't have no value, and that's why we're having problems. This whole inflation thing, it's been building and building for multi-decades, and it's getting close now.
You work at McDonald's, right?
I do.
Do you feel like you're getting everything out of work that you're putting into it?
I believe I should get paid more. All I am doing is I'm working my ass off to get my money. I'm a hard worker, and I feel like I deserve more.
I work down in West Virginia.
Yes.
Yep, on the rigs for evil Big Red, Halliburton.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Halliburton, we were 2 weeks on, 1 week off, so you never got to go home. We were the lowest paid of all the workers out there. I only made $13.50 when I got hired on.
For Halliburton.
For Halliburton, yep.
Wow.
Probably wouldn't even have an Iraq war if it wouldn't have been for the Halliburton and Cheney and stuff. We were expendable. That's all it was. Halliburton, Big Red, they called it. You're just part of the machine, and the machine can be replaced.
As expendable as, people who went over to fight a rich person's war in Iraq.
Yep, pretty much.
5 years ago, I came to the realization that I've been hoodwinked. I have zero respect for Dick Cheney. I have zero respect for George Bush.
What did it for you there, and why did you end up going towards Trump?
It was a lie.
And this
they
might sound
lied
stupid.
about the Iraq war. There were, we got. There was no reason for.
This is where the part that I was saying before, like a lot of us, despite party affiliation, we pretty much think and believe the same things when it comes to this way of life and the things that's happened. Not all of us, but a lot of us.
To go into war.
Because a lot of Democrats will say the same thing he's saying.
In Iraq, other than the military-industrial complex,
It's just a conspiracy
wanted
theory,
a
too,
war.
but
The global corporations, do they have, the Goldilocks question? Too much, just enough, or too little power? Where would you
I feel like
place
their
it?
only thought is more money,
Right.
more power. That's all you care. Whoever has the most money.
Obviously, it's too much.
Yep.
When you have a company like BlackRock that's worth $9 trillion,
And Vanguard's what?
Vanguard's $8 trillion. Obviously, I'm not going to argue. There's a problem with that.
Do you think the finance sector,
Yeah.
does it have too much power, just the right amount of power, not enough power?
Way too much power.
The financial sector.
100%. Yes. These people really, a lot of these people they don't realize are unelected officials. So all these politicians have this plan for how they're going to fix the economy, but then they just get in there, they don't do anything, and they're funded by the people, and those people are not elected, and they control the people that are elected.
What role do you think, the consolidation of these larger corporations? I came from an agricultural background, and now it'll be 3 or 4 companies that control the entire market for chicken, for eggs, for beef.
That shouldn't happen.
Yeah. The working class has gotten beaten up because of the loss of small businesses. And my question would be, I would say, why aren't they here anymore?
As a small business owner, I feel like we aren't represented that much in America.
Do you see a problem with that kind of operation?
Oh,
know what I mean?
100%.
When it's concentrated.
Because the big guys.
We've gotten to the point where we don't even have a middle class anymore. Like, we really honestly don't have a middle class. It's like at the bare minimum. Like, this economy is not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
Are beating out the small guys or even the family-owned businesses, easily.
A lot of that's driven by these really large corporations that are, just by their size, pushing the little guy out.
Yes.
How big of a problem do you think that is?
That's an ultimate problem. That reminds you of watching them westerns, movies when they would go to some small town and the one guy owns the bar, he owns the tack place, he owns that. Yes, there's so many houses for sale in our neighborhood. I was going to go to town and say, are these all, can we find out? Are these just real people buying them, or is this like proxies? See, BlackRock proxies, Vanguard proxies. Are they buying all these homes so people can't own them and they're just going to rent them?
Would you be excited if Trump did anything to rein in?
Well, of course. It's just...
It's a monopoly that needs to be broken up. Just like, remember the telephone company in the 80s, AT&T? Right. That was broken up.
Yeah.
And that's what needs to be done.
Capitalism's not the problem. It's been corrupted to such a level, just like people think all the politicians are corrupted. But it's corrupted at the highest levels of these corporations, like you said, being owned. Instead of 200 of them, you're down to 4. Yeah. That's massive control.
You think somebody like Trump with the billions and the business. I mean, we're talking about really large monopolies here. He's more in there, period.
Yeah, I agree. You're right, right.
He has a financial interest to do that kind of policy.
I always even consider Trump even like a crony capitalist. He's not perfect, you know what I mean? He was a capitalist guy, you know, and you know, everybody always read where he would eminent domain against take the lady, kick her out of her house for all that stuff. Yeah, that's falls into that.
Something that's very alarming to me is that for those who follow my channel, I've been very vocal. I don't know who I'm voting for. I am a registered Democrat, but that doesn't mean that I'm obligated to vote for Joe Biden. And I say that because so it doesn't show biasness. I'm try really hard not to be biased in a sense, but try to be that voice of reason and be reasonable. With Trump specifically, it is so crazy to hear a lot of his supporters say what they're saying, especially this guy right here. But when it comes to Trump's policies surrounding how he was saying, for example, that small businesses aren't represented and so forth, when it comes to Trump's specific tax cut, I would say, I think that effect is what hurts us more than we realize. Not only him, but people who keep saying just give the top or rich or this certain amount of percentage tax cuts because it trickles down and it brings jobs to everyday people and so forth. No, it doesn't. It just brings a bigger divide from wealthy and poor. That's where the middle class is being lost at. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know, you know. I come to a Trump rally. Doesn't mean I think he's the greatest guy.
Can you really trust a billionaire? Help me understand why that's a thing for you.
Yeah, so with billionaires, I would say honestly, no, you can't.
Yeah.
I'll say with Trump, when he debated Hillary Clinton in 2016, she said all these things about the tax laws, all this, and Trump said, where have you been for 30 years? You know, you haven't done anything about it. And then he said, I know you're not going to do it because all your donors who fund your campaign benefit from the same tax breaks and tax laws I do.
Right.
So whether it's left or right, these people, they're not really going to change the tax laws from the donors that are funding their campaign.
The power is so strong that these people have built up.
I really want us to get to the point where the everyday people, we realize we are all we have. I think so much, especially in today's day and age, we look into these political people to change our lives for us. We as a people, we're stronger in numbers. We are all we have. Just listening to the Trump supporters, Democrats would agree with him. And the same vice versa. There's some things that Democrats push for that Republicans would agree with. So this whole two-party system is just nothing but keeping us divided. I really want to get to the point, and I hope God provides. And I really hope that if I ever grow, I'm going to use my platform. God be my witness. I'm trying my hardest to use my platform to try to be as least divisive as possible, and just to bring everybody to common ground, because this is actually shocking.
Yeah, it's I don't have answers, and because I know that's what you want. You want to hear what can we do. I just don't think politics is going to do it. Just getting in Civil War thing is just who wants to do that kind of stuff? You know what I mean?
I'm kind of in the same place. I don't have the answers. Will politics do it? If politics doesn't do it, what else will? I look out at a couple 100,000 workers at UPS recently.
Yes. Did they vote on it yet?
So they haven't voted on it yet.
I heard about that.
It was negotiated, and there was, threat of the strike. They were really organized. They won $30 billion over the term of that contract, by being organized. So I look at something like that and say, if this is about control and about working class people having a seat at the table at a company as big as UPS, we just saw their unity win $30 billion worth of, cash in the pocket. Does that sit well with folks?
Nonviolent direct action does work. We've been hearing all about the boycotts. You just mentioned 100,000 people. That's a lot of people. You don't want to mess with that.
This contract was $30 billion. That was from workers standing together. Didn't have anything to do with government. Is that something you guys support?
Sure.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Absolutely. Right.
So if my coworkers wanted to make more, and since I want to make more, I'll probably organize something that can help make us more, like maybe a petition.
Yeah.
Power in numbers.
Or union activity.
Yes.
A lot of that. Yeah. And would you be really excited by Trump coming out and supporting workers who are doing that?
Yes.
Seeing Trump on a picket line?
Yes.
Yeah. Hot button issues. You can't get away from them. You never hear about UPS.
Not today. No, I didn't know about it until you told me.
Why do you think that is?
Well, they just made a big move doing that too.
Because who's running the show? Listen, we lost our republic decades ago. We're living in an oligarchy. So they're the ones calling the shots because that's where the money's come from. The media, everybody.
You'll see things like the board or whatever they put on, the TV. You'll have
Or trying to divide people.
Yes.
A lot of the stories
Yes.
are trying to divide
Exactly.
people.
I agree. Media plays a big role in this. The way that they go for clicks and what it brings in ratings, and not seeing that the word and the message and the narrative that they put on their big platforms, everyday people have to live through the repercussions of that. So you can say on your platforms, this president said that he's going to do this, then a third to the border. Like, let's say like they're just changing the narrative of what somebody actually said, as far as like whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, or so forth. There are everyday people who are going to be affected by that based off of what you said on that platform. It just brings more division.
I keep them off the ball.
We're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, like it's weird that it's that.
They want. I
weird
feel like
that
this is
we're
all for
talking-
distraction, to be honest.
Yeah.
They want us to argue.
It is. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
They want us
It's
to
this
argue.
facade of
Yes.
or there's two sides, when in reality there hasn't been two sides since the 1980s.
These are just the conversations that we had at one Trump rally, but you saw it. It did not take long to find people who agree that politicians should reject the money from billionaires, should break up massive corporate monopolies, end forever wars, and join workers on the picket line. And you would never know that if you just watched Fox or CNN. So let's try a thought experiment. What would it look like if for this one presidential election, we had conversations like these that focused on the working class, what they demand, what they need, what they deserve? What would the debates be about? What would the candidates' platforms be like? Who would ultimately win, and how would they be forced to deliver?
Wow. That was really good. Like, I think we have gotten to the point where, at least I have faith and hope that we've gotten to the point in society where people are starting to see the bigger picture. A lot of people don't care about party affiliation, or I like to tell myself that we are getting to the point where people are not going to care about party affiliation. They're not going to care about your first name. They're not going to care about the last name. People just want to be able to live comfortably, point blank, period. Because essentially we all want the same things. We all want the same things. How to get there is where the disagreements or the disconnects may come in. But we all want the same things. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This was a really, really good video. Shout out to them. Shout out to More Perfect Union for this video. If you want to see me react to something specific, feel free to DM me or comment it down. I said commented. Comment down below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video. I appreciate y'all all. I can't barely even talk. I appreciate you all. Stay blessed. Make sure y'all follow me on my social media because that's where I actually post my updates. And yeah, thank y'all. I love y'all all. God bless y'all and have a wonderful, wonderful day. It's Uruak, connecting people with policy. Deuces.